Hi guys, welcome back to another Daily Tarot card. These are your Daily Tarot cards for Monday, January 23rd, 2023. Today we are pulling from the Wild Unknown Tarot cards. So, it's the weekend. I filmed ahead of time, you guys know that. Thank you for all your support while I was on the mend for my cold. So we got double Aquarius in the sky, so it's a deep thinker. It's going in deep. It's being silent, so meditation. And I feel like this is for ourselves. The sky is dark. So I notice with myself, it's like giving me a hard time because I had a cold. You know, some unsavory comments, like, you're really, letting the daily slide. And I'm like, well, outside of this, I am a mother. I have a job. I have a household. And that kind of energy, you got to sit there and take care of what's priority. You know what I mean? I got to save my voice for my other job. You know what I mean? So it's just like maybe people don't understand that, and that's fine. There's probably another 1.2 billion other healers that you can listen to. That's fine. But thank you for all of you that stay by my side and understand that, at the end of the day, I am human just like everybody else. And sometimes I get under the weather and I need to mend. So in this dark energy, we got to be truthful with ourselves. Sometimes we person, place, or thing. Something we got to remove from our life no longer serves us. I feel like it's our negative thoughts. Sometimes we've been taught these things since we were children. We go out on new adventures. We do take on new skills, this levitation of ourselves, this evolution of ourselves. I feel like that Seven of Wands will really resonate with some people where it's just like, leveling up. We were talking about taking on a new skill. The Seven of Wands is all about, taking the higher ground in a situation. We're about to call checkmate on a situation. I feel like it's being your own light. Letting the universe, having the courage to be your own light, even if everybody else is a naysayer, they don't agree with what you're doing. As long as you're not harming anyone, that's all that matters. And you're happy, that's all that matters. So being your own light, Maybe some people don't understand that, Maybe they think this should be my priority. And it is. You know what I mean? I love healing. I've missed it profoundly, but you know what I mean? That this is where my heart is, but I also understand that I got to heal myself. We have the Magician. We've been in this situation, this scenario before. You know what I mean? It's the combination of elements here. We will persevere. With 2023 portal behind us, this new beginning starts. I definitely feel like with the High Priestess here is the higher levels of thinking. I feel like they were talking about this with the full moon forecast. I wasn't able to do the new moon, unfortunately, because of I caught a cold. But it's just like, in this kind of energy, it's thinking with our higher selves, learning to love ourselves, learning to see ourselves as the universe sees us. You're not blessed with these certain things in your life because it's just luck. There's no such thing as luck. You're blessed. This strength, and I feel like, they're offering this flower, and I feel like it's like, have the bravery, courage, strength, and resilience. You know what I mean? Be you. Be unapologetically you. You're not hurting anybody. The way that I see it is like, if people know who I am and understand and care for me the way that I care for them, they understand. Like, a lot of people like, yeah, we get it. No worries. You know what I mean? Like, other people have come to me. They're like, when you're feeling better, you know what I mean? Hit me up. And it's like, absolutely. Like, I'm having to pause this video because, I'm still recuperating, but it's like, I'm feeling a million times better than I was almost 7 days ago. So it's just like one step at a time, sometimes you got to sit there and be your higher self and be like, you know what, even though it sucks, like, shadow side's like, oh, well, you were going to get this done and this done. It's like, yeah, but I also had a cold, so, and it wasn't just like a little cold. It was a good one. So, closure and transformation. No one loves the sight of death in a card in a reading. See, you can't see death as an actual figure. For me, death is a card about transformation of yourself. You got to change something. You're going against your higher self. You're going against yourself. You're allowing bad behavior to happen around you. Maybe you're doing it to yourself. Maybe someone's doing it to you. and it's like putting it in its spot. The if you look at the 7 of Wands, the special astrology answers, it kind of looks like the Vikings defense that they would use, where it was, they would pull it up and it looks like a fence, but it's spikes sticking out. So if you try to come at them, you are going to get hurt. You're going to get stabbed by this. Or kind of like when The Walking Dead, they would do the same kind of thing, you know? But it's just like protecting yourself. It's like taking the higher ground. It's just like, oh, I understand you're going through something, so maybe you made a stupid comment. But it's just like how, you know what I mean? This is not the first stupid comment, you know? We spend most of our lives denying death altogether. So this card appears, it's easy to get frightened or think it's bad. Don't let the drama distract you from the message. Something in your life needs to end, and it needs closure. This will happen voluntary or involuntary. Either way, you will feel a positive transformation begin after the initial forms of suffering have passed. I feel like with this one, they're really concentrating on death. For me, death is the Tower card. You know what I mean? For me, it's the Tower card. I'll sit there and it's like, it depends with certain people. Certain people, it was warnings of stuff. Everybody was different. A chain of bad events. You know what I mean? It's just, sometimes it's like our behavior. You know what I mean? It's the way that we act. It's like, okay, we need to change that. You know what I mean? I noticed with one person, it's like very toxic, destructive behavior. They try to crush. They complain that they don't have friends, but then they sit there and try to use others to do their dirty work. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's to push the person over or it's trying to say, like, I have this power over you. Because they have no control in the rest of their life. They try to control others through manipulation. So courage, inner strength. A single wand stands up, ablaze with light. The others fall away in shadow. Such is the story of the 7 of Wands. You'll not find your strength or support from others, only yourself. It's time to be truly courageous and stand up for your beliefs. You may feel overwhelmed with caution or fear, but your internal fire will guide the way. I feel like sometimes, like I said, sometimes you gotta leave people in the shadows. The light that you stand in isn't meant for everybody. The life that you live isn't for everybody, and that's fine. Just like the life they live isn't for you. You know what I mean? They may not agree with the way you live your life, but it's like you don't agree with the way they live their life. You know what I mean? But, the way that I see it, as long as you're not hurting others, it's like, live your life. You know what I mean? But if you're hurting others, then time for change and transformation. The Magician. Self-powerment. Action. The Magician is a card of abundance, expansive energy. Whereas many of the major arcana cards deals with stillness and aspects of the mind, this card is all about action, action, action. It's the time you see yourself as the wildcat. Embrace the speed, grace, and ability. Don't be afraid to begin. You have the power of all 4 elements within your reach. Now is the time to use them. So this really does correspond with something I'm looking into. I actually was going to start it, and then I unfortunately caught a cold, but it's okay. It's like, once I feel better, I will start doing it. But it's just like working into your life. It's like anything that you want to be good at. It's like when you hear your favorite a song that sticks in your head, and it's like how many times do you play it over and over again until you learn the lyrics. You know what I mean? And it's just like that. The more you put the energy into it, the more better you'll get at it. It's going to take time, like anything else in life. Like this weekend has been a beautiful weekend. The sun has been just ablaze outside. We haven't had the sun in a while. We're supposed to get another storm on Tuesday, but it's just like, we got another beautiful day of sunshine. It's like embrace that fire. You know what I mean? Soak up all those rays. Bravery, courage, strength, resilience, Even with myself, I said that to my boss. Thursday was a nice, beautiful day, and I was just like, I went outside and I did the driveway, and he was just like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, yeah, it took me a bit because I had to dig out the recycling bin and stuff, but it's like, you know what? I don't regret it, I went outside, I got some fresh air, I got to be in the sun, you know what I mean? It's like, that's the biggest thing in the cooler temperatures. It's like, when it's a nice, warm, sunny day, go outside. Get your lawn chair, go sit up. That's what we would do. I remember it was like the the January thaw. We would go outside. We would, I remember we went in the garage. We got our chairs out and it melted on one part of the backyard. Put on my winter coat. I went and sat in the sun. I told the kids, come grab a chair, put your sunglasses on, and just enjoy that sunshine. I just sat there, closed my eyes, and just sat there and sunbaked in the sun. It was beautiful. Enjoy that beautiful weather. So mastery, psychic wisdom. The high priestess sits in stillness. From there, she's able to access the realms others pass by without noticing. The vast world of intuition, dreams, and mastery. She uses silence and non-action to harness this power. Sometimes this card appears to remind you to silent your to listen more closely to the voices within. Other times is a sign to look past the obvious to find what's being kept secret or hidden within a given situation. Acknowledge the shadows. I definitely feel like acknowledge the shadows, but I feel like because we're going so deep in with Aquarius, double Aquarius, 5 planets in air. I probably won't remember them all, but I'll try. Moon, Venus, Mars, Aquarius, maybe Sun. I can't remember. But it's just like, it's all this air energy. And it's like, don't overthink. Don't get too much into the shadow side of things. You know what I mean? You're evolving. And what is the number 2023 all about? 7. Enlightenment. It's the year of the rabbit. The rabbit is seen as, think of a hare, wisdom. You know what I mean? Leap. Take a leap. They bounce, but like they could leap really far. You know what I mean? And one bounce. It's forward action, just like they've been talking about. Action, action, action. Maybe this is the year of action. Like this week is going to define the rest of the year. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's going to see like how the cards play out. But it's just like, embrace how we move forward. Maybe you have a great idea. It lights a fire inside of you. And I feel like that's what they're saying. Just because others poo-poo on it doesn't mean that it's the bad idea. Yeah, you may have to work 2 jobs. A lot of us do. We have our passion, and then we have the one that pays the bills. You know what I mean? So it's just like, even Sherry Shepherd, I will always remember what she said. She'll say it all the time. She's like, if you're passionate about something, you keep doing it. The money will follow. You know what I mean? Keep putting your energy into it. Me, there's just all of a sudden, she just came in my path. And she resonated so much. I keep watching her videos and everything. I'm going to study it. Will it become something that I end up doing? I don't know. I would like to. I've always was told that my hands were like magic. I was always told that I had healing hands. You know what I mean? So it's like, maybe that is my calling, That's probably the only positive thing I've ever heard from that piece of trash. You know what I mean? So, let's see what happens. It's common to think of this card as a roaring, devouring side of the lion. But look again, strength. This card suggests is much more fierce than found within. For me, strength is the universe protecting you, with you by your side. I feel like they're always with us, but I feel like sometimes it's just like we really need them to have our back, or we really need that sign of being like, hey, I got you in this transformative time. The lion represents a more patient, composed self. He is a master of focus, compassion, and self-control. When this card comes up, you're in need of harnessing this power for yourself. All the courage you need can be found within the muscle known as the heart. Caring for yourself. Showing up for yourself. Where we had this change happen, and I'm like, okay. And it's like, instead of panicking, they're like, do it like this and do it like this. I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? So it's just like, waiting for that to start happening, but it's like getting used to it now. It's like, okay, we know this is coming up. You know what I mean? Like they always tell us, prepare, get ready for the winter, higher hydro bills, higher friggin' food costs, they're saying. You know what I mean? But it's just like, we have to prepare for those things. We have 2 storms coming this week, so I'm preparing for snow removal. You know what I mean? So it's just like preparing for these things. These are things that we, where we choose to live, it's like that's part of it. Got to get the snow removed. That's part of it. So It's like preparing for it, squirreling that away, getting ready for this time. You know what I mean? Instead of fighting against it, it's like go with it to make it easier, the transition easier for yourself. You know what I mean? It's like, maybe you have to cut back on some things. I definitely feel like purge. You know what I mean? A lot of us, even my girlfriend I was talking to, she was talking about this purge, and I was just like, I definitely felt that. That's what I was gonna do when I had, the time off there. But it was just like, unfortunately, I had the cold, so it's just like, it's okay. It's like I needed to put that energy into myself. Unfortunately, my kids caught the cold, not as badly as I did, but it's just like, thank God for that, because I don't want them feeling that. But it's just like, now they're on the mend, and it's like, that's all we do is just watch ourselves, make sure we're out fully on the mend, and that's it. Keep moving forward. These things happen. That's life, right? Sometimes you make plans and they get foiled, but it's just like, it's okay. Unfortunately it didn't happen. It wasn't like we was doing it for something stupid. You got to learn to love on yourself. You got to learn to protect yourself. One of the biggest gifts you can give to yourself with, a death card, change and transformation, number 7, enlightenment. What is this whole year about? 7, enlightenment. You know what I mean? It's higher self. Think of yourself in the higher self. See yourself as like you've never seen yourself before. You get up, you show up every single day. You should be proud of that. Sit there and remove those things that don't see you in that higher self. If they don't go with your vibe, then you don't need to have them as part of your vibe. You got to sit there and do what's best for you. If they can't give you that self-love, if they can't encourage you and have your back, then, they should support you. Just because it looks like that right now doesn't mean it's going to look like that forever. Keep evolving, keep growing, believe in yourself. Even if nobody else believes in you, believe in yourself. I feel like that's what strength is. The universe showing up for you in a time that we need them, especially with a dark sky. I had a feeling of like hangover energy of Mercury retrograde. That's why I believe you got to think with your higher self. You got to sit there and like what resonates with your field. Just like myself, you weren't able to get the things done on that list like you wanted to get done. It's like, it's okay. You know what? I'll get it done. Right now, work on getting on the mend. You know what I mean? That's all that matters right now. Get yourself on the mend and keep moving forward. One step at a time, one foot in front of the other. That's all you can do. Believe in yourself. Be your own light. When people won't be your light, be your own light. You know what? Everybody's always drawn to the light. The bigger your light gets, the more people will try to gravitate towards you. Remember this moment. Who stood by your side when your light was dim, and who's going to stand by you when you're that blazing fire? I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Monday, January 23rd, 2023. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card. Bye.